Well, hello everyone, it's Mark. How are you all doing? It's December, I think it's December 9th. I was gonna say December 8th. I think it's December 9th, 2024. Sunday. I've done a few of these kind of ride and talk videos. I'm in the car. I got about a 4-hour ride ahead of me. Typical Sunday for me, because I go back and forth between one city and the other. I thought I would do a video about 2024 as we are in December, and there's a lot of well, I don't know if there's a lot of people that reflect about 2024 and think about 2025 and beyond, but typically I do when it gets close to the year end. I do reflect on the year, and I start thinking about what's going to happen next year. And I'm just going to do a few recaps on my I tend to target 8 to 10 minute videos. This is probably going to be a bit longer. I will so there's a couple of things that I'm capturing on my YouTube channel. One of them is the trading that I'm doing, and I'm still not consistently profitable, so I'm still working on it. I have periods when I am, and I have periods when I'm not quite there, and I do most of it on sim. I have traded with real money in the past, obviously, but so I also wanted to do a lot more documentation of my hobbies on YouTube, and try to grow my YouTube channel a bit. And my YouTube channel's been open for a while, but to be honest, it was sitting around 10 or 15 subscribers, I think maybe in March or May, or I'm not sure when, and now I'm approaching 60. So I've gotten a bit more serious about posting consistently and regularly. I'm trying to learn a little bit more about YouTube, so I will also have some goals in 2025 for YouTube, even though it is a hobby and I'm not trying to become a gazillionaire with YouTube. But what I tend to do is and then work was a good year. I've been 4 years now in the same employment, and we were waiting on we had some liquidity issues. It was I would say hindering a little bit our growth, and we had to do several restructurings and things of that nature. And now we have new investors coming online, but the management structure of the company won't be changed at all. Our owner will still be CEO, and there's a big push to grow our business. And that's just being resolved now as we speak, so it's a good way to finish the year. Those are some of the things that happened this year. One of the important things that happened, not so much in beginning of 2024, but in about July or August of 2023, is I went carnivore. So I cut out all the processed foods, and I even went really with a strict carnivore diet that meant practically no vegetables, fruits, no diet pop, wasn't drinking any alcohol or nothing. And so it's been a good amount of time now, going on a year and 4 or 5 months, and that will be a goal for 2025 as well. As I have in November of this year, kind of loosened up, not been as strict. I had a couple of business trips. I had a business trip to Europe in November, and then in December so far. But I also don't want to let everything hang loose because it's December and Christmas is coming, and then reset everything January 1. So I think that's you can't always delay good behavior until January 1, So I do plan to continue the not so much strict carnivore. I will have occasional vegetables that I don't really have any issues with. I'll have occasionally maybe some fruit, but I will definitely be stricter than I have been in November and this early part of December. But I would talk about what maybe my process will be, maybe to document a few things, maybe with respect to work, with respect to other professional things, with respect to I was doing also weightlifting quite consistently throughout the whole year, especially from probably about April or May, and since my November business trip, I kind of got a little bit outside of that habit. So I have to, because I would like to work out 3 or 4 times a week, so basically what I'll do is I'll kind of do a reflection on 2024, and I'll go about with my health and fitness and nutrition and professional and business stuff, some family related activities, and some trading or some hobby or some other things like this, and I'll do a reflection on how I think I did, the good, the bad, the ugly, and it's mostly good. And then I'll put a plan together for 2025 is my plan. And 2025 for me, and I know that for some people it might be a bit corny, but let me talk you through some of the things that I'm going to do, and I think I'm going to do a little bit more or a little bit better than previous years. I think the reason why, and by the way, if you're not into this, that's perfectly okay too, right? Some people, not everybody is into goal setting, and not everybody is into trying to achieve more, or for me, it's more or less just trying to compete with myself. So I'm not so much competing with others. I'm just trying to do better and better. And I am in my mid-50s, or actually 57. So I am trying to prepare myself maybe to retire in the next several years, maybe around 60 or so. I do enjoy my work. I'm very passionate about it. But, I'm not the business owner, so I work for someone else. But it's still really, really cool. I work in manufacturing, and I worked in automotive my whole adult life. Now I'm into manufacturing electronic parts, when there's a ton to learn, and it's really dynamic and it's really cool. So but at the same time, I do want to retire or semi-retire at some point in the near future, maybe in 2 or 3 years or 4 years, or let's see what happens. So what will I be doing? Well, I'll be doing a recap of 2024, and I'll be putting time-bounded goals to 2025. So I'll look at 2025, but I'll look at maybe, so maybe a 1-year goal and maybe a 3-year goal. As I was saying, that's my retirement target, for example. I think a big thing is the why. I think that's important, is why, because this is going to take some effort. This is going to take some concentration. This is probably going to take some sacrifices. I'm also going to have to develop, and continue to develop some habits. So in other words, you know, why would I be doing this? Potentially it's for freedom, or retirement with the same lifestyle as I currently enjoy. I don't want to retire and downsize my lifestyle. I also want to be passionate about what I do. I also don't want to retire and just relax, and like my father, for example, you know, a few years after retirement, you know, like many people, like the statistics, you know, many people pass away 2, 3, 4, 5 years after retirement, whether it's because they are unhealthy, whether it's because they lose their purpose, or maybe it's a combination of both. So I do want to be passionate about hobbies and things that I do when I retire, and I also want to be learning always new things, and I also want to enjoy a fairly high standard of living, you know, through my after my retirement, you know, in my retirement. So I will create a vision board. Okay, I will create a vision board that will have pictures of the things that I want to achieve or get or experience, and I will also have then a goal board. So I will have a vision board and I will have a goal board. My goals, I will try to focus not so much on the actual results. I will try to focus on the process. So on my activities and on the process, in other words, my efforts, and I will try to measure very closely how closely do I execute those things versus to what my plan was. Let's say I give you an example. Let's say I was doing I was supposed to do 10 sales calls for every sales, right? Let's say my take rate is 10%. So I do 10 sales calls and I get one sale. Okay, I'm not in sales, this is just an example. Well, if I want to do 10 sales calls a week, that is something relatively easy to measure. Okay, I need to track down, did I do these 10, or maybe I have a process that I follow for each call, and I have to measure how many calls I make. And you know, whether I get 1 sales or 2 sales or 0 sales or 4 sales, sometimes this will be outside of my control, but statistically on average probably I should get 1 sales for every 10 sales calls that I do. But if I measure my activity or my process, then the result should come by doing this consistently. If it doesn't, then I have to relook at my process and my take rate, and you know, I can adapt as I go. But if I just focus on what I can control, which is the activities or the process, the results should follow. Okay, this will be very important to try to get better at trading, to try to develop my YouTube channel, and many other things, you know. So this will be my focus. What else can I say? I also want to kind of have some checkpoints on a few things, whether it's on a weekly basis, to see if my activities or if my process is on track. And so weekly I should have some check-ins, and also monthly and quarterly. So it's just like a company. It's like a key performance indicators. You know, you have to, if it's important, you measure it daily, weekly. You have a target, you have a trend. It's only in this case, let's say I will measure more closely my activities and my processes versus the actual result, you know. I will do a lot more reading than before. I used to do a lot of reading, I think it was super helpful for me. I used to be involved when I was very young in a network marketing company of all things. I know some people are super successful in that. Most people are not. Some of them are scams. But there was one really good thing that came out of it, was a book of the month club that I was involved with, and many business and success oriented books. I kind of got away from reading a few years ago. I was doing a lot more, audio books and YouTube and stuff like this. I will continue to do this, but I do also plan to get back into actual reading. I think there's something about picking up a book and reading that especially if you complement it with audiobooks and video learning and this kind of thing, that I think when you read, I think there's less distractions, and I think again, I think it's something that I believe impacted my life a lot, and I will get back into the habit of reading. I used to super enjoy it. I used to read every night. So even if I just start with a little bit, so let me know what you think of this whole New Year's resolution business. Again, most people try, but a lot of people don't do a whole lot the whole year, and then in January, go buy a gym membership. And again, I would say try to use December as a warm-up month. Try to use. Of course, you're gonna get hit in the head at Christmas and New Year's maybe, but try to develop the habits. Even starting in December, it'll be much easier to kick it off in January. And don't be too hard on yourself if you miss goals. You just keep your activity level going, and it's not a failure. It's just a matter of being resilient and keep going. So this would be my advice. I'd love to hear what you think, what you do with your own New Year's resolutions, and whether you even believe in that, or maybe you have some other way of doing it, or maybe naturally you just achieve goals, or maybe you just don't give a hell about any of it. And to each his own, to be honest, to each his own. But let me know what you think in the comments. That would be awesome. Please like and subscribe. It would be also nice. Share and interact in the comments. That would be fantastic. So thanks a lot for listening. Take care. Bye.